That's what greatness at work looks like. Yes! Go on, boys! Go on, Sonny!
Just finished a brutal session in the gym with the boys. Bobby Howard, Big Joe Parker. I'll tell you one thing, people. I feel sorry for who we...
Tyson Fury first words after training with Joseph Parker for Usyk fight. Fury's reaction was nothing short of stunning. He backed Parker's work rate and snarled that Parker will smash Usyk like a dog. The Gypsy King's fire is loud, but Usyk's icy focus remains the real danger.
Session 1 done. Test. Wait. Oh. God, sweat on. Session 2 inbound.
And Joseph Parker himself didn't hold back, throwing a fierce warning straight at Usyk. Joseph Parker comes out swinging with pure venom, firing a brutal warning at Usyk. The Kiwi looks fired up, full of aggression, and determined to prove a point, but passion alone won't break Usyk. The master technician has dismantled far bigger men without breaking a sweat.
Boys, you're gonna get it, you big lump. I'm gonna smash your face in. That's what's gonna happen, you prick.
Get up there, Joe Parker, me boy. He's learning.
Parker's training clip does look sharp. Fast hands, slick feet, the kind of drills that impress the eye. But let's be real, moving well on pads is one thing. Breaking down a genius like Usyk in the ring is another level entirely. That's where reality bites. Parker talks focus, unity, and preparation with his full team behind him. It sounds convincing, but talk is cheap in the fight game. Usyk thrives under pressure, and no matter how strong Parker's camp looks, once that bell rings, it's just him against a master technician.
I can't really think about that or worry about that fight until we get this one done and dusted. But this is our full focus. Myself, Andy, George, the whole team that's here from New Zealand, America, I got Rob here. Our full focus is on.
And even respected voices in boxing like Tony Bellew have strong words about Parker's position in this heavyweight mix. Tony Bellew calls Parker the most deserving challenger, and while that's a bold claim, it highlights how politics cloud heavyweight boxing. Deserving or not, the cold truth is Usyk doesn't care about narratives. In the ring, only skill decides, and that's where the Ukrainian has always ruled supreme.
Should he be next in line to face Usyk, but will he actually get that shot?
I think he's the most deserving fighter in the world of a heavyweight championship fight, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I think he's even more deserving than Daniel Dubois. If Joseph Parker was British, it would have been Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua in Wembley. It wouldn't have been Daniel Dubois because it does, of course it does, because you know, although he's a big name, I just think they're overlooking him, and it's something he's been.
Mackenzie nails it. Boxing is about levels, and Usyk has consistently shown he's operating at the very top. He's unbeaten, disciplined, and tactically flawless. Parker may bring fire, but Usyk brings mastery, and that's why he continues to dominate where others fall short.
Not saying that at all. I still don't feel that even that performance is not enough to beat Oleksandr Usyk, because boxing's all about levels, and Usyk isn't the kind of, as I said before, Usyk's not on the slide. He's not, and he would, you know, once you set out your game plan and you get your tactics and ABCD right, as Usyk has done, that's why he's unbeaten and a two division unified 4-belt era champion. That's what separates the good from the great.
Andy Lee suggests Usyk's reputation could suffer if he skips Parker, but the reality is very different. Usyk has never been known to duck challenges. His record is a graveyard of champions, and he's conquered 2 divisions with class and skill. Talk of him vacating feels more like spin to raise Parker's stock than genuine concern. Parker's team want to paint him as the man being avoided, but the truth is, Usyk has already faced tougher tests and passed them with brilliance. For Parker, this fight isn't about Usyk's credibility, it's about proving his own belongs among the elite. Until then, Usyk stands untouchable, while Parker is still knocking at the door of true greatness.
I think it puts Usyk in a not difficult, like no one can doubt Usyk's credibility or his reputation because of the fights he's had and what he's done in those fights, but if he opts to fight Dubois and vacate his title, someone who he's already beaten beaten pretty comfortably, and decides not to fight Joseph. It doesn't look too good for him. That's all I would say. It doesn't look too good for him from the fans' point of view and from a fighter's point of view. I'm sure he'll want to defend his belts, and I'm sure he'll.
And Johnny Nelson brings a different angle, urging Parker to think smart about Usyk. Johnny Nelson's words carry weight. He warns that Parker may be rushing headfirst into a battle he cannot win yet. Usyk isn't a stepping stone. He's a finished product, a fighter who's already proven himself at the very highest level. Nelson suggests Parker should think long-term, because one brutal loss to Usyk could set him back years. Usyk, nearing the twilight of his career, has nothing to lose. His legacy is secure. Parker, meanwhile, still has time to build, improve, and maybe catch Usyk at the right moment. The message is clear. There's a difference between bravery and strategy. Nelson is telling Parker that now might not be the time to gamble at all against the most complete fighter in the sport.
What I'm saying is, I just won't do it. It's not a risk because he's the future. Usyk's at the stage where he's probably 1 or 2 fights ready to walk on.
Anthony Joshua shows his respect for Joseph Parker, backing him to get another world title shot. But AJ also makes it clear how brutal this game really is. Being good won't cut it. At heavyweight, you need greatness, consistency, and the ability to deliver under extreme pressure. That's where Usyk excels. Time and again, he's risen to the biggest stages and picked apart world-class opponents. Parker may have the backing of champions like Joshua, but respect alone doesn't win belts. Against Usyk, it's about proving you can find answers to questions no one else has solved. Parker has hunger and talent, but whether that translates into victory against the pound-for-pound king remains the ultimate unknown.
He needs a world title shot. He was supposed to get it tonight, and he will get it, 100%. And I'm rooting for him to become 2-time champion of the world. It's not an easy feat. It's one thing, like he was there. He was on the door of it today. In terms of with the Dubois fight, but it shows you how tough it is. It ain't just like how good are you. It's the stars have got to align. Just to get that champion in the ring takes a bit of like luck as well. So I'm sure.
Roy Jones Jr. gives Parker massive credit, calling him the best guy right now, and it's praise that shouldn't be dismissed. Parker has improved, showing sharper hands, better combinations, and newfound confidence under Andy Lee. But while Roy's admiration highlights Parker's momentum, it doesn't erase the reality of who stands across the ring. Usyk has beaten fighters with speed, power, and experience, and he's done it with clinical precision. Parker may be more comfortable now than ever before, but he has yet to prove he can dominate at the very top level. Roy frames it as a good fight for both, but the edge still lies with Usyk. He's the one with belts, legacy, and an aura that remains untouched.
The best guy right now is Joseph Parker. Why? Because he's not a big heavyweight. He's quick, he throws combinations. He has a great trainer with him now in Andy Lee, and he's more comfortable than I've ever seen him in his whole career. And so I think that is actually a very good fight for both fighters.
Tony Bellew points out a critical issue: inactivity. Parker is a fighter who thrives on rhythm, momentum, and staying sharp through constant battles. But recently, his schedule has slowed, leaving him in a frustrating limbo. It's not through lack of desire, but circumstances outside his control. For a heavyweight, inactivity is poison. Timing, sharpness, and confidence all erode without consistent competition. And against someone like Usyk, a fighter who trains like a machine and always finds ways to stay ready, any dip in activity becomes glaring. Parker may want to stay busy, but want and reality are two different things. Bellew is right. Parker sits in a rock and a hard place. The opportunity is close. The mandatory shot is coming, yet the danger of ring rust looms. Against a technician like Usyk, you cannot afford to be even half a step behind. That's where inactivity could haunt Parker most.
Joseph Parker is struggling from inactivity at the moment because he's been so used to fighting back to back to back.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not his own fault by any means.
No, it's not a disturbance in the Bacoli fight that he was all going ahead, and you know, Bacoli jumps in, all of the disturbance of the Dubois fight. Right. It's just, he's in a rock and a hard place, Joseph Parker, because he knows the shot's coming, but he also wants to.
Frank Warren confirms just how close Parker really is to finally getting that mandatory shot. Frank Warren lays it bare. The politics are aligning, and Parker's WBO mandatory shot is on deck. Negotiations, venues, and broadcast deals aside, this is the pathway Parker has been waiting for. The door to Usyk is finally opening, but stepping through it won't be simple. Warren hints at the UK as a potential stage which would create fireworks, but location alone won't matter. The fight is about levels, legacy, and proving who truly belongs at the top. For Parker, this is validation. Years of climbing, setbacks, and rebuilding finally paying off. Yet the brutal truth remains, Usyk has faced mandatory challengers before and made them look ordinary. The belts don't protect you when you're in there with the pound-for-pound master. Parker's opportunity is real, but so is the mountain in front of him. If this fight lands in the UK, fans will witness history, but whether it's a coronation or a crushing lesson depends entirely on Parker's...
Before the fight, we now know who holds the belts, who's the number one, and he's going to have to make his mandatories now. And his first mandatory is the WBO against Joe Parker. So Joe Parker will get his opportunity. That's BO basically said we've got to start negotiating with each other, and that's what we're doing. I'd love to put the fight.
Leave it to Derek Chisora to tell the truth in the bluntest way possible. To beat Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed, and he isn't wrong. Facing Usyk isn't just about skill or power, it's about breaking the unbreakable. The Ukrainian is relentless, disciplined, and ice cold under pressure. He doesn't fold, he doesn't panic, and he doesn't gift openings. To beat him, you almost have to abandon normal logic and push yourself into dark places, where pain and exhaustion become fuel. Chisora, who has shared the ring with Usyk, knows firsthand what it takes and how impossible it feels. Parker may have confidence, speed, and a strong camp, but does he have that borderline madness Chisora speaks of? Because against Usyk, a measured approach won't cut it. You need obsession, desperation, and a willingness to go further than human limits. Chisora's words are less advice, more warning. Usyk is a problem no one has yet.
What I'm saying is this. To beat Oleksandr Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed?
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Well, to take the fight in the first place?
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple of months ago
at
a coffee room with this chat, the guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then there was missiles going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, ugh.
The stake here isn't just belts, it's legacy. If Oleksandr Usyk wins, he further cements himself as one of the greatest technicians in boxing history, a man who conquered cruiserweight and heavyweight without ever bowing to size or pressure. But if Joseph Parker shocks the world, it changes everything. Suddenly, he's not just a contender, but a two-time champion, rewriting the entire heavyweight narrative. The question is simple, who wants it more? Usyk has the mental edge, the composure, and the experience of dismantling elite names. Parker has momentum, hunger, and the chance of a lifetime. The clash is more than skill versus will. It's destiny versus ambition. Fans know this fight isn't about talk. It's about proving who belongs at the summit of the heavyweight mountain. So tell us, are you backing Usyk's icy brilliance, or do you believe Parker pulls off the upset? Drop your thoughts below.